Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another stream here on the Sports Daily Media Network YouTube channel. It is the Michigan versus Arizona stream in the Final Four. The winner of this game will be joining UConn in the national championship on Monday. We are about to get ready. Michigan is in the blue.
Hello, everyone, and
Whoops.
welcome back to another stream.
Arizona is in the white. Not many surprises in the starting lineup. It's Lenenborg, Johnson, Mara, Cadeau, and Burnett for Michigan. Karchenkov, Pete, Krivas, Burries, and Bradley for Arizona. Both will bring 2 or 3 players off the bench. It's Krivas versus Mara, and we are underway, and it is Michigan that controls the tip. Elliot Cadeau coming off of a little bit of an allergic reaction this week. He is good to go. He takes the first shot. It is off the mark, but it's a Dai Mara who cleans it up and gives Michigan the lead. The Wolverines offense has been pretty great this tournament as Burries takes the triple, and it is no good. Now Michigan can look to push. They've got numbers if they hurry. They kick it over to Burnett. Good transition defense from Arizona here. But as I was saying, Cadeau had an allergic reaction as his floater is no good. And Burries now the other way. Wow, a lot of tempo in this one so far. Michigan has scored 90 points in all 4 of their NCAA tournament games so far. They're not going to get beat if they keep doing that. The floater is no good, and now Michigan the other way. Cadeau steps into a triple. It is off, and it's rebounded by Koa Pete. Pete taking it all the way himself here. Bradley and Krivas in the pick and roll. Bradley kicks it out to Burries. Now over to Karchenkov. Now Pete down low, one-on-one with Mara. Now Karchenkov drives. Karchenkov slices through. He is fouled. So Karchenkov to the line for 2 free throws. See who they get with the foul there, whether it's Yaxel or Adai Mara. And they actually called it on the floor, but Jaden Bradley was just fouled. He'll be shooting 2 now. So the first foul was on Yaxel Lenenborg, and now this second one was also. So Michigan's most important player in this game has had 2 fouls here in the first minute and a half of the game. So Lenenborg is going to have to come out for now. We're probably not going to see him for large parts of this first half. Bradley misses the first free throw, so Arizona not on the board quite yet. Lenenborg with X factor for me. I think it's going to be really hard to score for Michigan without him. But Bradley makes the second one, and Arizona is on the board. So it's Roddy Gale, the former Ohio State Buckeye, who checks in for Michigan a little bit earlier than expected. Cadeau throws it up for Mara, and he loses it out of bounds. And they're going to give Michigan the ball here. This was not off of Arizona, but perhaps too early to burn a challenge. Corner pocket for Burnett for 3. He knocks it down. So Damari Burnett gives Michigan a 5-1 lead. Pete drives, jump stop, flips it up, rattles out. Arizona not making their shots around the rim to start off this one. Burnett kicks it to Cadeau, guarded by Burries to screen and rescreen. Cadeau, floater from the free throw line, got it. Elliot Cadeau. And Michigan off to a nice start. The Wolverines lead 7-1. Karchenkov spins and loses it. Cadeau with the steal. Nice pass to Johnson, and he lays it in and the foul. So a great start to this one as Michigan takes a 9-1 lead. Great secondary break by Merez. Great find by Elliott Cadeau. And Jaden Bradley gets caught with the hand in the cookie jar. Chance for Merez and Michigan to go up by 9. Merez Johnson played his freshman year at Illinois, transferred to Michigan, and he will likely be playing basketball in the National Basketball Association next year if the rumors are correct. But first, he's got some business to attend to here with Michigan. He's got a chance to give him a 10-1 lead, which he does after getting a friendly bounce. So a great start to this one for the Wolverines. They lead 10-1, and they've had Yaxel Lindenborg on the bench for almost half of this so far. Pete on the drive, pulls up from the elbow, no. So when Arizona sees some size, the 2-point field goals don't come as easy. McKinney in the game for Michigan for the first time. Cadeau and Merez now. Michigan going a little bit smaller without Mara. Cadeau throws up the floater. It's an air ball. He wanted a whistle. He's not going to get it. Koa Pete. Now Burries gets the double stagger. Now Bradley, and they're looking down low for Krivas. They're going to have to bring help here. But they don't, and Krivas spins and loses it out of bounds. So with no Mara on the floor, Michigan is probably going to have to play a little bit different defense. But they didn't there. And Merez lets them know about it. 2 early turnovers for Arizona. Mara back in for Michigan, and Merez checks out. So they're going with McKinney and Gale at the 3 and the 4, and Cadeau and Burnett at the 1 and the 2. Cadeau drives, lays it up, and it is blocked by Koa Pete. He said, "We're going to have none of that. Get that out of here." Koa Pete will also be playing in the NBA next year. A lot of players on this floor will be playing in the NBA at one point in their life. Definitely more than the previous game. Koa Pete was named Most Outstanding Player of the West region. Gale and Mara with a little bit of handoffs. Now Mara going to work down low with Krivas. He's going to have to take the tough hook shot. It's no good. Koa Pete with the rebound. And now Michigan, and he'll bring it the other way for Arizona. Bradley driving into the paint, pulls up from inside the free throw line, and he knocks it down. So Arizona off of the 1-point mark, and they knock down their first field goal of the game. They fire it up to Mara, and he loses it out of bounds. So 15:59 remaining in this one. Michigan lead 10-3. We'll be back after the break. We are back from the break. It is Arizona ball. Just 1 of 5 from the field. Pete bangs down low, misses it, but it's Awaka who puts it away. So Arizona going to have a little bit of a tougher time than normal on their 2-point field goals. They don't take a lot of threes. They pretty good hit them at a pretty good rate, but they don't take a lot of them. Might have to take a few more than normal tonight. It's a nice pass there by Galen. Mara throws it down. So 12-5 Michigan here in the early going. Karchenkov goes in, misses the layup. It's Awaka with the rebound. He flips it up and in, but they're going to call a foul on the floor. So no basket. But man, Mara is the walking lob threat. If he's anywhere near the basket and you throw it up, he's probably going to throw it back down. Arizona ball out of bounds after the foul. Del Orso into the game for the Wildcats. He passes it over to Karchenkov. Karchenkov loses it and he traveled. Or he doesn't lose it because he traveled. Great defense there by Michigan. I think pretty much everybody that we're going to see in this game has seen the floor already. Aristote comes in for Arizona. We have not seen Will Cheddar yet for Michigan. We're probably going to see him at one point. Cadeau flips it over to McKenney, guarded by Bradley. McKenney, pump fake, turns, kicks it out to Merez. Now back to McKenney. Great defense here by Arizona. McKenney takes the triple over his head, no good. Merez with the rebound. Nice pass to Mara, and he lays it up and in. So Mara with a nice start to this game on both sides of the floor, and Michigan lead by 9. Del Orso guarded by McKenney. Del Orso loses it, and Cadeau takes it. He throws it up to McKenney, and McKenney throws it down. What a great start to the game for the Michigan Wolverines. 16-5. And Arizona is going to call a timeout. 14:27 remaining in this one. Wolverines out to a quick lead. We are back after the quick break. It is Arizona trying to get a little bit of a rhythm offensively. It's Burries and now it's Aristote for 3, and he got it. So Arizona's first 3 of the game goes in, and they trail by 8. A little bit of a horns action here by Michigan. Cadeau takes the first screen. Now it's a rescreen by Merez. Cadeau steps into a triple. Bang. Elliot Cadeau from downtown. And Michigan say, hey, you hit a 3 on us, we'll give it right back. 19-8 Michigan. Burries gets it down low to Krivas. One-on-one with Mara. Krivas, the skyhook goes down. So a little bit of rhythm here offensively for Arizona. You start to get a few paint touches, and some better things can happen. 19-10 Wolverines. Cadeau, Gale, corner 3, that's off. Rebounded by Arizona and Toby Awaka. Bradley pushing the other way in transition. Bradley barrels through Cadeau, and they're going to call it offensive foul. 19-10 Wolverines. Let's see here. That's really, really well done by Cadeau. That is definitely an offensive foul. Good call there by the officials. Cadeau moves over, and Bradley lowers the shoulder. That should be an offensive foul every time. So 2 fouls early on the Arizona senior. He has come out of the game. Cadeau is getting bumped pretty hard on some of these hedges. They get it to Merez. Merez pump fakes. He gets Krivas in the air, but he did not keep his pivot foot when he pump faked. It's a travel and a turnover. So 5 turnovers on Arizona already, just 2 on Michigan. And how about this? Yaxel Lindenborg coming back in the game here with 2 fouls. Burries drives, bumps off McKenney, throws up the floater. It's an air ball. Cadeau now can bring it the other way. Can they get something going here before this Arizona defense sets? Doesn't look like it. Cadeau, corner 3 for Yaxel. Gets the friendly bounce. We've seen a couple of those tonight, whether it was solo ball in UConn's game or now Yaxel looked off, rattled around the rim, and went off the backboard and in. Awaka takes the 3. It's no good. Cadeau with the rebound. Cadeau, quick drag screen in transition. He steps back. He takes the 3. That is way off. Awaka the rebound. Now Del Orso for Arizona. Aristote driving, flips it up to Krivas. It's blocked, and another turnover. McKenney going the other way. McKenney Euro steps, and a great defensive play there by Burries to knock it out of bounds. So here we are at the under 12 timeout. 11:34 remaining. Michigan leads 22-10. We'll be back after the break. We are back from the under 12 timeout. A great start to the game for Michigan. They're getting up and down the floor. It's easy looks at the rim. They've turned over Arizona 6 times already. Wildcats are going to have to get in a little bit of a rhythm offensively, and that will probably come with taking care of the ball a little better and not allowing Michigan these transition opportunities. But it is Cadeau who throws it in underneath. It's Lindenborg who tips it right to McKinney. The triple is up, and it's no good. Krivas with the rebound. The ball is on the floor, and it's corralled by Arizona. Burry's up the floor. 9 of 19 from the field for Michigan, 4 of 12 for Arizona. Del Orso on the drive, pulls up from inside the free throw line. No. Rebounded by Lindenborg. Transition opportunity here by Michigan. He was looking for Cadeau on the pitch back, but Del Orso was there to stop it. No Mara in the game. It's Merez and Cheddar at the forwards here. Cadeau throws it over to Cheddar, and it's out of bounds. So not a very good turnover there by Michigan. Dusty May a little frustrated with it. Aristote, now Del Orso, screen from Krivas. Coapete kicks it out to Burries, a three from the corner, rattles out. Cheddar with the rebound, and now Cadeau. Great pass to Merez, and it's blocked by Krivas, but there was a foul before then, so it's 2 free throws for Merez Johnson. Great running the floor by Merez Johnson. For the second time of the game, I'm saying that. We're only about a quarter of the way through. It's a good recovery there by Krivas to at least foul him and not let him throw it down. Michigan have gone small more than I've expected so far tonight. They're getting out in transition a little quicker, and they're managing enough in the paint with just one big, so I think they're probably going to do that a lot the rest of the way, especially if Lindenborg is out. Johnson hits the first free throw. Just 5 combined losses from these two teams this season and 71 combined wins. These two teams have had pretty excellent seasons, but one of them will come to an end tonight. 10:35 remaining, and it's been Michigan that have been the enforcers so far. Merez goes 2 for 2, and the Wolverines take a 14-point lead. Mara back in for Merez. It is the largest deficit that Arizona have faced this year. They've just lost 2 games, as you can see on the screen. At the Fog, which they led for 36 of the 40 minutes, and then at home a couple days later in overtime to Texas Tech. Michigan has just lost 3 times. They lost to Wisconsin at home, Duke on the neutral, and then Purdue in the Big Ten Championship. Krivas going down low with Mara, barrels through. The hook shot is no good. Rebounded by Trey McKinney. Michigan are holding up in the paint. Arizona was able to get 2-point field goals for days against other teams. The crazy out-of-control layup by Lindenborg is no good, but Mara picks up the pieces and lays it in for 2. Michigan up 16 now. What can Arizona do here? Coapete drives to the hoop. That's a great spin move. And he gets 2 off the window there. Elliot Cadeau now for Michigan. McKinney spins in the paint, loses it, and it's on the floor, and it's a turnover for Michigan. Arizona now, Burries can go the other way in transition, and he is blocked by McKinney out of bounds. It'll stay with Arizona. This is a great transition defense here by McKinney. And this might actually go off of Arizona. Yeah, they would probably win that challenge if they did it, but look, you only get 2, even if you only get 1, and you only get 1 more, even if you get them both correct. So you're not going to see teams challenge a lot in the first half. Pete going down low with Yaxel. It's good. Lindenborg had to avoid getting his 3rd foul there. So Arizona within 12. Cadeau takes the screen from Mara. He refuses it, and they switch. There's a mismatch down low. If he can throw that ball up on Burries, then they can't get it to him. Lendenborg on the drive, and he is fouled. Ooh, that did not look so good. And he is not happy. That did not look particularly good for Yaxel. He's up and walking and hobbling around, but perhaps he's just a little frustrated. He's clearly shaken up a little bit. When he goes up, he tries to push off, and he doesn't really get much push to go up and eventually probably shoot it, but his reaction suggests that something might be wrong here. So not only is he in foul trouble, but he might be injured too. And he's going to take these free throws, but... Oh, so he tries to go in, and he's about to push off his left foot, but he steps on Krivas, and he obviously doesn't get much of a push. So I think he should be okay. He is going to take these free throws. And he makes the first. This has been an excellent start to the half for Michigan. Can they continue to play at this level? Lendenborg hits both free throws, and they lead by 14 over Arizona. This is not a place that the Wildcats have been before. So, Yaxel, the Big Ten Player of the Year, will head to the bench and perhaps go down the bench even further into the locker room. That is something to watch out for. Pete drives in, takes the free throw line jumper, and he is fouled. So, fifth foul on Michigan. It'll be 2 shots for Arizona, and they're showing Lendenborg here make the long trek to the locker room. Remember, in the middle of the football stadium, a basketball court isn't that big. Locker room is pretty far away from the court. He is walking, pretty... I would be surprised if he's really hurt. Maybe he tweaks something, but he is walking down there pretty fast on his own power. The first free throw there by Pete is good. Look, maybe this is a way to keep him off the floor the rest of the first half so he won't get that third foul. Pete hits both free throws, and Arizona's back within 12. 5 for 5 from the line for Michigan, 3 for 4 for Arizona. Cadeau. Now Burnett in the game. Cadeau has it. The floater is way off. Tried to go off the window and didn't. Cadeau gets it underneath, and he misses the layup again. Arizona bringing it the other way. Burries. Kicks it. Karchenkov, corner 3. Got it. Karchenkov from downtown and brings Arizona back within single digits. 9-2 run for Arizona here. Cadeau gets into the paint. Gets it to Mara. Now it's over to Burnett. Not some great offense here. Mara takes the 3, and it's no good. Great defense here by Arizona. They're starting to lock in a little bit. They're beginning to shut the water off. Can they make another bucket here to get this even closer? Pete gets it down low to Krivas. One-on-one with Mara. Krivas is deep here, and he lays it up and in. So Arizona offensively starting to get into a rhythm here, and they are within 7. And Dusty May and Michigan have seen enough. They're going to call a timeout. 7:21 remaining. This is the under 8 timeout. Michigan, we're up big early. Arizona starting to show some fight. We are back from the under 8 timeout. Arizona starting to show some fight here at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Michigan up by as many as 16 in the early going here. Arizona within 7. Axel Lenenborg did leave the game with an apparent knee injury. We'll have to monitor his status going forward. Arizona at first were not really using their physicality in the paint. Michigan was stopping them around the rim, not as much recently. They've spent more time trailing tonight than they did in any of the first 4 games of the tournament. Gale gets around his defender, slips it out. Merez, no Cadeau. Burnett, corner 3, no. It was a good action there. Michigan ran a little hammer screen down to the corner, but Burnett unable to make the corner pocket. Krivas, and it's going to be a foul down low on Mara. Awaka battling for position. Mara wants them to look at a flagrant 1 hook and hold here. And if anything, that's a hook and hold on Mara. So I don't think they want him looking at it because that's his second foul. And it looks like they are going to appeal here. This is potentially a backfire for Michigan.
Challenge comes from Dusty May at the Michigan bench.
And this is an appeal, not a challenge. So if Michigan does not get this right, they will lose a timeout. But Mara goes down and clamps his arm here. This is on Mara. Let's see what they have to say.
Tobey there in his grill. So this is not officially a challenge. It is an appeal. Refs figured that
This is a common foul against 15 for Michigan. The coach for Michigan is appealing for a potential flagrant foul. That play is under review.
This is like definitely not a flagrant on Awaka. They could elevate this on Mara. Let's see what they have to say again.
these replays unfold. What do you
Oh,
What I'm seeing is Awaka's arm up high.
Awaka's arm is up high. He gets him here.
Through a wind up. He's shielding him after he got pretty good position with a pretty good displacement there initially. But from that point on, it feels like a feel out, just kind of an arm there. And then, as you said, Mara does grab that arm. I don't think anything there rises to flagrant. And I think it's also to be noted that Dusty May did appeal that. So it could be a timeout following an unsuccessful.
So Gene Steratore does not think this will be elevated. We'll see what the ref has to say.
Shells comes over to this side of the floor. Appears to just be a common foul.
After review, the appeal was unsuccessful. Michigan will be charged with timeout.
So appeal unsuccessful. No more appeals allowed for the Wolverines, and they now have only 2 timeouts remaining for the rest of the ball game. So an interesting development here. Mara gets his second foul. Dusty May doesn't like it. Awaka did get his arm up there a little bit. I think it could have been elevated, actually. It also could have been elevated on Mara for clamping the arm. But they hold it as just a common foul. So it'll be Arizona ball side out. 6:56 remaining in the first half. Actually, Arizona underneath. No Mara in the game now. Michigan going a little bit smaller here with Gale at the 4. Krivas battling down low with Merez. They bring 2. Cadeau comes. It doesn't matter. Krivas flips it up and in for 2. So Krivas and Goa Pete starting to get a little bit of a rhythm here on offense without Yaxel or without Adai Mara on the floor. It's a 9-0 run. Burnett goes baseline. Nice cut there by Roddy Gale, and he throws it down. Really good offense there by Michigan. And they go back up by 7. 30-23. Krivas looking for Awaka down low. Krivas bangs in there, and he is fouled by Merez. Merez takes a shot to the gut right there. He doesn't love that call. But the foul's starting to pile up a little bit here for Michigan. Yaxel with 2, Mara with 2. Krivas already with 6 points tonight. A chance for a few more here. 6 fouls on the Wolverines, and Krivas misses the first free throw. Koa-Pete coming in for Awaka. So 2 guys at 7-2 on the floor for Arizona. Can Krivas avoid an empty trip here with his second free throw? He cannot. But it's rebounded by Karchenkov, and another foul on McKenney. Lendenborg is walking back out here. Let's see. With a towel over his head. The Michigan fans that can see him are applauding. With Mara with 2 fouls, they're going to need Yaxel here. They might need him in a couple more minutes here in the first half. So now Karchenkov to the line for a 1-and-1. This was the 7th foul on Michigan. So Ivan Karchenkov misses the front end, so it's 3 misses in a row for Arizona. 4 if you want to count the front end as 2 missed, which I do. Merez now high post. Merez slicing and dicing, spin move, barrels into Krivas, flips it up, and he cannot get the roll. Rattles in and out. Bradley now the other way for Arizona. Refuses the screen, pulls up from midi. No. It's a war for the rebound, and it's Cadeau, the smallest guy, who comes out with it. Cadeau, great pass backdoor to Burnett. The reverse leg goes, and Michigan back up by 9. What a great find there by Cadeau, and what a great finish there by Burnett, who's mostly known as a sharpshooter. Karchenkov barrels into the paint, flips it up to Pete, guarded by McKenney. Now Burnett chasing with Bradley, and it's an offensive foul on Bradley. He runs over to the referee to argue his case. But the way that these Arizona guys barrel into the paint, if the defensive player is in position, this is going to be an offensive foul. He doesn't really extend the arm a lot, but he does barrel in there a little bit too hard. So look, I think you gotta, if you want to stop these offensive players from doing it, you gotta start calling it. And that is Jaden Bradley's 3rd foul for Arizona. Probably not going to see him for quite a while. 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Cadeau goes baseline, flips it way up. That is no good. Merez with the rebound. Kicks it out. McKenney for 3. Got it. What a big-time shot there by Trey McKenney, and Michigan is back up by 12. Cadeau clearly a little bit worried about the length of Krivas. Flips it way too high up. Hits the top of the backboard. Great rebound by Merez. Great find. And then McKenney gets the puppies organized and hits the triple. Burries needed to use a timeout there, and Lendenborg looks like he's headed back to the locker room here. Let's see.
In this first half, Michigan 35, Arizona 23. Winner moves on to the national championship game.
So they're going to a commercial because it's a called timeout by Arizona. Both teams just have 2 timeouts remaining. But Michigan leads by 12 here. We'll take a break with them. Lendenborg did come back out on the bench and then very quickly is now headed back to the locker room. So we'll have to monitor his status the rest of the way, but we will take a break. Quick break. We are back here. 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Arizona down by 12. They've been down by as much as 16. Burries barrels through, and he takes the mid-range, but he is fouled before then. It's going to be on Trey McKinney. That's his second foul. So the 8th on the Wolverines. And it'll be a 1-1 for Braden Burries. So the fouls started to be piling up a few fouls ago. We have got, for Michigan, we've got Lindenborg, Johnson, Mara, and McKinney with 2 each. That's 8. And then on Arizona's side, we've got Bradley with 3, Krivas and Burries with 1 each. So the first free throw by Burries is good. So it's really just all Bradley for Arizona, and then the 3 best players for Michigan all with 2, and then McKinney off the bench with 2 also. Burries goes 2 for 2, and Arizona's back within 10. Gale hands it off to McKinney. McKinney back to Mara. Now Cadeau. Cadeau slices through. The floater is high off the window and no good. Great defense there by Krivas. And now Arizona can push. Pete all the way to the rim. Lays up, no good. Krivas with the tip, no good either. McKinney now the other way. Michigan have numbers if they hurry. Tap back to Cheddar. Cheddar fires it over to Gale. Corner 3. Yes, sir. Roddy, Gale, and Michigan take a 13-point lead. No buckets for Arizona in the last 3 minutes. Let's see what they can conjure up here. Burries refuses the screen. Now he uses it. Burries, free throw line jumper, no. And that's going to be a loose ball foul on Krivas. So he barrels through Mara. Mara hits the deck. And that'll be the 6th foul on Arizona. Michigan up by 13 here at the under 4 timeout. 3:21 remaining. We'll be back after the break. We are back from the final media timeout of the second half. It is Michigan that control it here with Cadell, who fires it over to Cheddar for 3. No. Nice rebound there by Karchenkov, and Arizona can cut into the deficit. Over to Del Orso for Arizona. Del Orso looking for Awaka inside. Mara has 2 fouls. They don't want him to commit a third, and Awaka gets the tough layup to go. Dusty May, you can see him over there telling him hands up, and Mara didn't commit the foul. Credit to him, but looked like he might at one point of that. Mara gets it, is bumped, lays it up and in, and the foul. So nice play there by Adai Mara. After getting hit by Awaka, he goes up and lays it in. So 40-27, Michigan. Make that 41 with Adai Mara making the free throw. Feels like if Michigan can avoid a big scoring drought this game, they're gonna be able to outpace Arizona the rest of the way. Arizona doesn't have the offensive firepower to bomb threes, or at least we haven't seen that yet. And Karchenkov loses it out of bounds. It's another turnover. I'm saying Arizona doesn't have the quick 3-point firepower to erase a deficit like this immediately. They're going to have to do a 3-4 minute drought for Michigan and probably score 10 points in that drought. But already 8 turnovers for Arizona. Cadeau now throws it up to Mara. He lays it up and in. Great coordination. And just like that, Michigan have pushed the lead back out to 16. Pete spins. Koa Pete, tough layup, no good. Awaka with the rebound. Kicks it out. Karchenkov, wide open 3, that's off. Battle for the rebound. It's Mara who gets it. Michigan really doing a good job in the paint, on the boards, and in the 2-point defense department. There is a foul up top on Arizona, and there'll be some free throws here for Michigan. But they do the pick and roll sort of out of a Spain action. The person coming up hits the initial screener on a back screen, and then the roller keeps going and hits with an alley-oop. Michigan run this play all the time. Tons of other teams do. It is a variation of the pick and roll that's known as the Spain action. And it's a play that's really hard to guard because you got to be really well communicated on defense. Mara with the 1-on-1, he hits the first. Still no sign of Yaxel Lenenborg since he went to the locker room. Hopefully we'll get a report on that at halftime. At AT&T at the half. Mara with 14 points already. And make it 15 because he makes another free throw. And the Wolverines lead by 18 here. Merez coming back in as Mara will take a seat. If Michigan can get to halftime here up this much without getting somebody their third foul, that is something that would be very important. Burries and Krivas have picked up 2 for Arizona. Del Orso takes a 3, and he got it. So Anthony Del Orso, probably the biggest 3-point threat for Arizona. You sit behind him a little too far on the screen, he hits it. Burnett the other way, wide open. It's Johnson that throws it down, and the foul. So it looked like Burnett at a wide open 3, they're going to get those 3 points right back. He misses. Johnson with the throws it up on the second chance, and Awaka commits the foul. So a chance for Merez to get Michigan right back to that 18-point mark. We saw them at a few moments ago. 7-4 already for Merez. Make that 8 as he knocks down the free throw. The Michigan big's very solid at free throws. Makes end-of-game situations really tough if Michigan find themselves in them, which they don't. They have blown out quite a few good teams this year. Del Orso fires it to Awaka. Awaka down low. He flips it up and in. So Arizona offensively not doing particularly poorly. It's just Michigan have been able to get as many points as they want. Gale goes in for the layup. It's no good. Now Burries gets into the paint. Now Del Orso on the drive, flips it up out of control. It's no good. Pete with the rebound. He lays it up and no good. And it's Cheddar with the rebound. Cadeau pulls up for three, and he rattles in and out. Rebounded by Koa Pete. And Burries now for Arizona. Pete looking down low for Awaka. They throw it in, and it's poked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wildcats. Long period since I changed the clock, my bad. 26.3 remaining, 19 on the shot clock. So Michigan will get the final shot. There's probably some thinking there behind Elliot Cadeau's early shot to get a 2-for-1. Burries will inbound. And Cheddar is the 5 here. They don't have a center in, and they get the stop. It's a turnover. Cadeau just going to get it over half. And he will hold it here with 15. So Cheddar is the 5. No. But on Arizona's side, they only had Pete and Awaka, no Krivas. So it paid off there. They got the turnover. Cadeau now with 5 seconds left. He's going to have to do something. Step back 3. Just short. Rebounded by Gale. He flips it up. And it is no good. So what a great first half by Michigan. They jumped out to a quick early lead. And they have sort of held that margin for the rest of the first half. Wolverines lead 48-32. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for the second half. We are back for the second half. 20 minutes to go here. Michigan leads by 16. Despite having Axel Lindenborg only for 5 minutes, Elliot Cadeau goes 2 of 14 from the field. He does have 6 assists to 1 turnover, so he's not having a bad game, despite 12 misses to 2 makes. But Michigan, I think not everything went right here. I don't think this was a perfect half. They're just better than Arizona on the day. And I think unless Michigan can really avoid a big offensive drought, I think they're just going to be too much for Arizona here. But look, we're halfway down. Arizona did have a 9-0 run in that first half, despite still being down by 16. But they've got to take it one segment at a time. Be closer than you were at the last time of the last media timeout. If they don't make up any ground in the first 10 minutes, it's probably over. But if they're able to get it to 12, if they're able to get it to 8, that is how things can happen. Axel Lindenborg is out on the floor, and it looks like he is going to try and give this a go. He is out there. Let's see what he can do. If I'm Arizona, you should go at him here. See what he can do in a ball screen. Bradley. Now it's over to Burries. Burries takes a wide open triple. It's off the mark. Nice rebound there by Merez. And Axel's clearly not running great, but he's managing here. They throw it up for Merez, and they see that play coming. It's a turnover. Karchenkov the other way for Arizona. The Russian barrels into the paint. Kicks it out to Burries. Now Krivas going one-on-one with Merez here. Pete is blocked by Merez. Out to Burries. He takes the triple. It's no good. And Burnett with the rebound. Cadeau kicks it to Merez. He can make these threes. He takes this one. This one isn't particularly close. Cadeau hits the deck. And now Burries for Arizona. Karchenkov on the drive, pulls up from the free throw line. No. Rebound is corralled by Burnett. So an ugly start to the second half from both teams. A lot of shots are going up. Very few are going down. 0 for 5 the two teams are combined in the second half with a turnover or two. Cadeau barrels into the paint, and he is fouled. So let's see what Tracy has to say about Yaxel. So Lindenborg has a left knee and left ankle injury, but he's going out there. He doesn't look super fast, but he's doing the job. Cadeau throws the lob to Mara, and he throws it down. What a great play there by Cadeau and Mara. That is now 7 assists for the North Carolina transfer. Michigan up by 18. Pete from the elbow, no. Rebound by Axel. Mara now on the three-point line. Looking for Yaxel. Lindenborg takes the triple, and he knocks it down. How about this from Yaxel Lindenborg? Hits the triple, and Michigan lead by 21. A 5-0 start to this second period for the Wolverines. Del Orso goes in, fires it to Karchenkov, and he hits the little teardrop. Cadeau kicks it out to Merez. Merez can take and make these triples, but not this time. It's missed, and maybe Dusty's going to be telling him no more of that. 0 for 2, and none of them particularly close. Karchenkov tries the reverse layup. It's no good. Michigan have transition here if they hurry. Burnett wants it over on Lindenborg's side. Burnett goes in and is blocked by Krivas. Burries the other way here. He tries to get it over Mara. He doesn't. Miss shot again. Back the other way with Michigan. Cadeau fires it to Mara. Mara lays it up. No good. Back with Arizona we go. hectic period here, and Cadeau just takes down Burries. Pretty much a take foul there. Lennon they're showing the triple that he just hit. Look, he doesn't look great out there. He looks like he's hobbling around a little bit, but he's still doing enough on defense and offense to at least warrant risking this. 16:42 remaining here. I would think that they're going to try and get him some rest in the second half, but he is still out there. 1 of 9 to start the second half. As Burry steps into the triple, it's no good, and it's a moving screen anyway, so it would not have counted. So Tommy Lloyd not too happy with that one. So Cadeau now. The third foul on Krivas. Cadeau, guarded by Delorso, kicks it over to Yaxel. He walks into a triple, and it's nothing but net. What a great warrior type of performance here for Yaxel Lenenborg. He has a sprained MCL, a hurt left ankle, and he's got 2 triples here in the second half. Koa Pete barreling in. He lays it up and in, and they're going to get a foul on Burnett, too. So an and 1 for Koa Pete. This is one of those situations where Yaxel might be able to give it a go today, but when the adrenaline from the game wears off, it might not be the same from if they do happen to play on Monday. We saw it with Caleb Foster in Duke. When he came back in the Sweet 16 game, he was surprisingly really good, but he just couldn't really get it going 2 days later. So that is something to watch out for here as we try and look at Yaxel going forward. Koa Pete looking for his 9th point of the game here from the free throw line, which he gets. So he gets Arizona within 19. So a little bit of a press here by Arizona, like almost a 1-2-2. Gale gets it across to Merez. And now Cadeau. Ball movement here. Burnett drives, kicks it to Lendenborg. Gale now tries to fill the gap, and he doesn't. He turns it over. Burries now. Braden Burries. Euro step. Blocked by Merez. And they're going to call a goaltend. So count the basket for Braden Burries. Merez just a quarter of a second too late there. $56-39. 15:40 remaining in this one. This is the under 16 timeout. We are back from the under-16 timeout. Michigan lead by 17. They got up by 16 early, and they sort of held serve for the rest of the first half and the early part of the second half here. Lendenborg leaves with an injury. He's clearly not 100%, but he's toughing it out for his guys here in the Final Four. McKinney from the corner for 3, and he got it. Back to 20. 59-39 Michigan. 8 of 21 from downtown for the Wolverines. Delorso pops it into Koa Pete. Mara, great job blocking that. Awaka loses it. The ball's on the floor. It's still with Arizona. Delorso now. Pump fake. It's an air ball from the free throw line. It's Cadeau. Ball is on the floor. It is out of bounds. And it's not going to matter who it's out of bounds on because it's a shot clock violation. So great defense by Michigan. Mara specifically there. Yaxel can't really stay in front, but he was able to send him right into the shot blocker. So definitely could have been worse. Michigan break the press. McKinney now gets the screen from Yaxel. Lendenborg pump fake. Kicks it out. McKinney from the corner for 3. Bang! Trey McKinney and Michigan are running Arizona out of the stadium right now. 62-39. Koa Pete gets it underneath. He lays it up and in. Or it was Awaka, rather, my bad, with the 2 points. 62-41. 17 assists for Michigan to just 3 for Arizona. And Adai Mara with the tomahawk hammer. Just a breakdown defensively there from Arizona. And Adai Mara gets the 2 points that he just gave up. Burries for 3, and he got it. So back to 20 we go. 64-44. Burries with his first 3 of the game. He's 2 for 10 from the field. Cadeau kicks it to McKinney from the same spot he's just hit 2 in a row. McKinney drives, leans in, fade away mid-range. That is pure. Trey McKinney, man, what a great player he has turned into. He's not getting the respect that a lot of these great freshmen are just because he's on probably the best team and doesn't get as many minutes as them. He's still probably going to have an NBA career one day. Pete fires it over to Karchenkov in the corner. Karchenkov goes in, and he is fouled. His shot attempt did go over the backboard. Yeah, Trey McKinney just doesn't get as much credit as some of these other freshmen because he's not leading the way for his team like these other guys are. But Trey McKinney would probably be leading the way for 350 of the 363 teams in Division I. Just happens that he might be on the best team. So 2 free throws for Ivan Karchenkov here. He's got 5 points and 3 rebounds on the game. And he misses the first here. Not particularly close. Yaxel will hobble over to the bench. Will Cheddar comes in. So it's Cadeau, McKinney, Gale, Cheddar, Mara on the floor for the Wolverines. Karchenkov avoids the empty trip, so it's 66-45. So Yaxel goes back to the end of the bench again, probably to get some more treatment. With 13 minutes left here, I don't think there's any reason for him to go back into the game until this thing gets tight. But there he is on the bike, trying to stay loose, most likely. That is something to monitor here as we're going forward. Cadeau guarded by Aristode. Cadeau pulls up for 3. Got it. Wow. Michigan are letting it fly from downtown, and they're knocking them down. The Wolverines ninth 3 of the game, and they lead by 24. Awaka barrels through Will Cheddar. They call it offensive foul. Michigan are ready for these barrelers coming down the paint, whether it's Jaden Bradley in the first half, got a few offensive fouls that way. Toby Awaka right there. And let's see what Wolfson is saying about Yaxel. Cadeau steps back for three. Got it. My goodness. Running him out of the stadium might not be an appropriate word anymore. This thing is being pretty close to over. Not only have Michigan held on to their halftime lead, but they have now doubled it. 72-45, timeout Arizona. We'll be back after the break. We are back. 12 minutes and change remaining here, and this has turned into a rout at Lucas Oil. Awaka down low. It's affected by Mara. It's no good. Aristote with the rebound, and now Cadeau the other way for Michigan. 72-45. Cadeau drives. He throws it up to Mara, and he throws it down. What a great play there by Cadeau and Mara, and Michigan are just feeling themselves at this point. The Wolverines in the crowd have got to be excited. The UConn fans probably not as excited. But Burries, the little floater, gets the roll. So 74-47, Michigan. Elliot Cadeau with his first double-double of the tournament, points and assists. And Cadeau just gets barreled over by Braden Burries. And with 11:05 remaining, that'll bring us to the media timeout. So Michigan on their way here to a national championship appearance. We'll be back after the break. We are back here in the second half. 11:05 remaining. Michigan up quite a bit, 74-47. They do have the ball underneath with Cadeau. He tosses it into Mara, and it's a turnover. Burries, now Koa-Pete, Karchenkov is fouled. So Lendenborg has not come back into the game since he exited with 16 minutes left. I would think that Michigan will probably try and keep him out as long as they can here. The Wolverines have extended their 16-point halftime lead here by being 6 of 8 from 3 in the second half. They have made 10 or more three-point field goals in all 5 of their NCAA tournament games so far. That is obviously incredibly important for them. You know, they are very good defensively, especially in the paint. If they can add on to that, the fact that they're hitting threes, going to be really, really difficult to beat them. Bradley spins, loses it. Nice turnover, nice steal there by Damari Burnett. Trey McKinney running the backup point when Cadeau is not on the floor, which he is not right now. Merez. McKinney sits behind the screen. They're not covering him. That's not a good idea because he knocks it down again and Michigan are up by 30. Burries tries a three of his own here. Rattles out. Rebounded by Koa-Pete. He lays it up and in. So, yeah, leaving a good shooter wide open, probably not the best strategy for Arizona. Michigan's obviously got them organized tonight, 7 of 9 here in the second half from 3. Merez out to Burnett, and Aristote takes it from him. Bradley, rather. Bradley barrels through, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Amari Burnett. So it'll be 2 free throws here for Bradley. So Mara looks like he's going to check back in for Michigan. But Bradley at the free throw line gets Arizona to the 50 mark. And the second free throw is good. So 77 to 51. There is Mark Few in the crowd. Former Tommy Lloyd was a former disciple of Mark Few. And then there's Jim Boeheim, the Syracuse legend, next to him. Mara gets the DHO from McKenney. Karchenkov right there with him every step of the way so far. McKenney barreling him down low, spins baseline. He is dead. He flips it back up over his shoulder, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Michigan. It will go back to Arizona. So 77 to 51. Burries takes the shot, and he is fouled inside the free throw line. So 2 free throws here for Braden Burries. The Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame inducted Mike D'Antoni, Mark Few, Doc Rivers, Amari Stoudemire, Elena Deladon, Chaminik, Holtzclaw, Candace Parker, Joey Crawford, and the 1996 U.S. Women's National Team. Mark Few, obviously one of those names, which is why they went back to him here. Burries makes the second after missing the first. And Arizona now trail by 25. "16 points and 3 fouls now for McKenney. It's a great back cut by Roddy Gale, and he throws it down. So Arizona having to overplay on the perimeter a little bit because of Michigan's ability to knock down threes, and they burnt them on a back cut there. The 20th assist of the ball game for Michigan. Cole Pete takes the triple, and he knocks it down. So Arizona putting together a little bit of an offensive rhythm here, but it doesn't matter because they're not getting stops on the other end. And this is without Yaxel or Cadeau on the floor. Mara takes the mid-range, and he got it. Everything that is working for Michigan, Arizona makes an adjustment. All right, Dusty hits him with something else. This is one of the best games that I have ever seen a team play. Burries takes the triple, and he knocks it down. So Arizona are scoring here, but they're not getting any stops. So it's not doing much. 12 of 25 from 3 for Michigan, 6 of 13 for Arizona. So some good percentages there from both teams. Gale gets it into the lane, lays it up, doesn't get it to go. It's rebounded by Koa Pete. Now Bradley the other way for Arizona in transition. Bradley barrels to the hoop, flips it up and in. So Arizona going on a run here. They were up down by 30, and now they only trail by 21. And Karchenkov with the foul. That'll bring us to the under 8 timeout. 7:33 remaining. Michigan lead by 21. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back, everyone. 7:33 remaining here. Michigan lead by 21, 81-60. Arizona, a little bit of a run here to cut it to 21. Cadeau drives to the hoop, and he is hacked, but they're not going to call a foul, so it'll be Arizona ball. This was most certainly a foul. Yep, I mean, Del Orso slaps him on the arm. That's clear as day a foul. A mistake there by the officials. Arizona will bring the ball the other way. Bradley. And now they're going to call a ticky-tack one on Michigan. So a tough sequence here from the officials. The assignment for the championship game is already made. So at this point, nothing will change that. Elliot Cadeau, 11 points, 10 assists, now 4 fouls. So this is 2 shots here by 1-1 for Jaden Bradley. The first goes down. So Yaxel Lendenborg has checked back into the game here. So a little report there by Tracy Wolfson. Two for two for Bradley, and Arizona are within 19. Mara has it at the top of the key. Lendenborg comes around to get it. They over to Gale, who lifts, missed triple, rebound Arizona. So an 18-4 run here by Arizona. Del Orso takes the triple, no good. Awaka has it down low. Toby Awaka is blocked. Nice job there by Yaxel or Mara. Not sure who actually blocked it, but one of them did, and that's all that matters. So Arizona could have cut it to 15 there. But the 3 doesn't go, and Michigan have it back. They fire it down low to Merez, and he has buried Del Orso, and he lays it in for 2. Great seal there by Merez, and he converts the layup for 2. 10 points now for the former Illini. Bradley, behind the back, pulls up from the free throw line, got it. Jaden Bradley for 2. Yaxel is going to bring the ball up for Michigan here, and Del Orso just gets smoked by a Mara screen. Yaxel now. High screen from Mara. Hard hedge for Michigan over to Gale. Gale drives. Baseline. Lays it up. No good. Rebound is batted around. Merez has it. Ball's on the floor. Now Mara has it. And there's a foul by Burries. So 5:29 remaining here. Lendenborg still out there. He's walking and getting around a little better. Aristotle and Del Orso to the bench for Arizona. Gale throws it into Mara. Mara on Awaka, 1-on-1. Will they bring a double? They will not. By the looks of it, Mara is fouled, and the layup goes. Great finish there by Mara. Just lulled him to sleep there in the post. Finally got to a spot where he turned around right into the contact, and he was still able to lay it in for 2. So Mara hits the free throw. It is 26 for Adai Mara. It is his career high. How about a time for that? Karchenkov barrels in. Now kicks it out to Koa Pete. Koa Pete pulls up from the free throw line, and that rattles out. And Michigan corralling the rebound is nearly an own goal there. Nearly finds its way back in, but it doesn't. So now McKenney gets it to Merez down low. This is a mismatch. They're going to have to bring a double. It doesn't really come, but Merez misses. They're going to call a foul on Arizona here. So a free throw. No, foul on Michigan here. 1-1 for Arizona. So Burries and Merez had to be separated there a little bit. Looks like Burries was talking and Merez was like, what are you saying? Something along those lines. So it is a 1-1 for Arizona. It'll be Awaka on the stripe. Eight points, 9 boards for Awaka. The 1-1, he misses the front end. It's rebounded by Adai Mara. Twelve of 19 from the stripe for Arizona. McKenney goes baseline, and that's going to be a moving screen on Cheddar. That is a good call from the official there. Wasn't going to let that one slide. 4:30 remaining now. Krivas back in the game. Trey McKenney 4 fouls now, so they can't lose both him and Cadeau. Burries for 3, air ball. So this is going to be a tough end to a great season for Arizona. Probably the best in their program since they won the national championship. But it is going to end on a little bit of a sour note here because they are getting taken to school here by Michigan. Cadeau kicks it over to Cheddar, ready to shoot it in the corner. It's short. Bradley now in transition. Bradley all the way to the hoop. Reverse leg goes. That is an impressive finish there by Jaden Bradley. And Arizona is within 20 here. We are owed immediate timeout, the final one, at the next dead ball. Cadeau throws it up for Mara. He can't finish. And Cadeau lays it up and in. This probably shouldn't have counted because Mara was still holding on to the rim when the ball was in the air, but I think he just released it in time. So it does count, 88-66. A little bit of a 2-3 zone here by Michigan. Bradley, the turnaround mid-range is no good. Mara tips it out right to Karchenkov. Burries takes the 3, and that rattles out. They're going to call a foul on Will Cheddar here, despite the fact that he got knocked over to the floor. So, yeah, I do think Mara did release that in time before that ball went in. So 3:02 remaining, Michigan up by 22. A few minutes away from booking their spot in the national championship. We'll be back. We are back here. 3:02 remaining. Michigan lead by 22. Lendenborg is back on the bench with a huge wrap on his left knee. I would think that this is probably it for him today. We're going to have to see how he reacts and if he's able to practice tomorrow and if he's able to ramp up enough to give them something on Monday night. I think it's going to be really tough for him to do that. Krivas hits the first free throw. Arizona have 67 points. And he makes them both. So it's a 20-point game. Mara has it at the top of the key. A bunch of stuff off the ball happening. Try and get it free. Cadeau goes in, kicks it to Gale, backing down Burries. Gale is fouled. So really nice patience there by Michigan to take down the shot clock, use up that, and they're able to get to the free throw line here. First free throw is good from Gale, 89-68. This has been one of the most hyped Final Four matchups ever. And it is coming across as a little bit of a dud here because Michigan have just run them out of the gym. 90-68. Burnett is back in. I thought this would be a great game. I thought it was a true coin toss 5 out of 10 game either way. But Michigan is making a good argument that was not the right way to go about things. Karchenkov throws it up to Krivas, and he lays it up and in. And the foul. So Michigan get to that magic 90-point mark. Krivas 78% from the line on the season. And he rattles that one home, so Arizona at 19 now. At this point, it's just about perhaps making the scoreline look a little bit better for Arizona. They're going to be losing this game, but at one point, this game was 77-47. It's been an ugly game for Arizona, not what they wanted at all. But Cadeau driving to the hoop, the floater is blocked by Krivas. Karchenkov in transition. The pitch back. No, he doesn't pitch it back. He tries to lay it up himself. He misses, but Koa Pete follows it home for 2. (14-10) for Koa Pete. And it's another turnover here by Michigan. Mara does not catch the pass. Karchenkov throws it up to Krivas, and the dunk attempt is no good. That would have made it a 15-point game, which would have made things look a lot more favorable towards Arizona. But Michigan will bring it across here. And are we going to see the human victory cigar, also known as Charlie May, son of Dusty May? He hit a 3 against Tennessee in the last round. Will we see him again? Cadeau driving. Cadeau losing it, and he turns it over again. So a little bit of a tougher stat line for Cadeau than maybe he had. Burries takes the 3 in transition. He misses it. Cheddar gives it over to Gale. And they're going to call a timeout here to sub. They're going to get some of the guys in the game with 51 seconds left here. The human victory cigar. Mara gets a nice ovation from the crowd in one of his best career games as a college basketball player. Last year at UCLA wasn't so great. This year at Michigan, he's been an unbelievable player. He's actually not going to come out of the game. But Michigan is bringing in a couple of walk-ons. Charlie May, one of them. They're showing the shot right here, the triple that he hit against Tennessee in the Elite Eight. That was a pretty cool moment for him, I'm sure. So it's Namari Burnett and a couple of walk-ons in right now. Burnett is fouled. He'll shoot 2. 39.2 seconds remaining. The first free throw does not go. So Burnett now will take the 1 free throw. Started his career at Texas Tech, transferred to Alabama, has now played for Juwan Howard and Dusty May here at Michigan. Amari Burnett's last college basketball game will be on this floor on Monday. He avoids the empty trip, 91-73. Arizona bringing in a couple of walk-ons too. In fact, they're all players that have not appeared yet in the game. It's a shot from the free throw line, and an attempt is no good. And it's a foul. Number 5 for Michigan. They'll shoot 2 free throws, and he'll have a chance to score some points in the Final Four. This is going to be a cool moment for him. The emotions and the reality are starting to set in for the Arizona players. Their season will be coming to an end right now. First free throw is no good. Second free throw is no good also, and he doesn't get on the score sheet. So 10 seconds to go here. And are they going to try and score? They are going to try and score. And a little bit of a rough crash down there. But Michigan moves on to the championship. A spectacular game from the Wolverines that was not as close as the final score indicates. 36-3 on the season, while Arizona fall to 36-3. Tommy Lloyd and the Wildcats season does come to an end here in the Final Four in Indianapolis. But we have our national championship game for Monday. It's the Yukon Huskies from the Big East against the Michigan Wolverines from the Big Ten. Thank you all for tuning into this stream. We'll see you Monday for the Natty.